we will talk about the individual and market demand. Again, this is an important portion under the business economics. First of all, let us talk about the individual demand. Individual demand refers to the quantity of a commodity that a consumer is willing and able to buy at each possible price during a given period of time. So, as the name says itself, individual demand is done by a single customer for a particular commodity or service, and of course, he is willing and able to buy. Okay, so two factors are showing its impact: willing, the willingness, and the ability, and the possibility of price during a given period of time. So you can say in a certain period of time when we have to compute the demand factor, then for a single person, then of course it comes under the individual demand. Now the second one is known as the market demand. Market demand refers to the quantity of a commodity that all consumers are willing and able to buy at each possible price during a certain period of time. So here again the name is differentiating the thing that the market demand is the combined demand, where when we have to take all the customers for a particular good or service. So students, the individual and market demand represents the aggregate of all individual demand we are taking for the market demand, but a single demand is particularly highlights the individual demand. Thus the three basic characteristics of demand are, in summary, if we talk about the three basic characteristics of demand, you can say the position, the slope, and the shift. The position is basically where the curve is placed on that graph. For example, if the curve is placed in a position for right on the graph, that means the higher quantities are demanded for that product at any given price. A good example of supply and demand: let us talk about a huge wave of new unskilled workers come to a city, and all of the workers are willing to take jobs at the lower wages. So here in this example, unskilled the workers are unskilled, okay, and they are migrating to a city. Thus they the actual population changes and the demand supply also changes according to that proportion. Well, if the demand is greater than the supply, there is a shortage, or you can say more items are demanded at a higher price and less items are offered at this same price, therefore there is a shortage. Okay, so you can see that, as I say, the basic characteristics of the demand is basically the position and the slope and the shift. In that way we have to see where the position is shifting or where the slope is going upward, downward, or the demand has been up or down, like this. Well, the second portion of the market demand says that the market demand represents the aggregate of all individual demand. As I say, selective demand is the demand for one particular brand of product or service. Selective demand, if such as the iPhone or Titan watches, if the demands goes up, so only for the particular brands. So in economics we called it the selective demand. The demand for a good depends on several factors. See here again, as we have discussed it in our earlier chapter also, there are few factors that affects the demand. In short, we called it QD equals to F. QD equals to F, students. Actually, it this QD, that means the quantity of demand, equals to F, those factors. In short, those factors could be price, income, prices of related goods, tastes, expectations. So just remember QD equals to F, or just to refine these factors, if I say the price of the good, it plays a good role for determining the demand. Second, the perceived quantity. If the population has been increased, so definitely we have to supply according to the population size also. Advertisement, last time also we discussed about this factor, as the advertisement is a bigger factor for the demand nowadays. Income, as you know, if the income increases, definitely the purchasing power also plus. Trends or fashion, etc. According to the trends, according to the fashions, the customers keep changes their tastes and preferences. So the demand, as I say, the demand factor in short is affected by, and in short you can remember through this formula, QD equals to F. Suppose students, if the supply increases and the price decreases, and if the supply decreases, the price increases. Okay, so you have to remember, if the supply increases, the price decreases, and if the supply decreases, the price increases. This is the very short mantra for this demand factor also. Now the next point is, in its standard form, a linear demand equation. Now how we will define the linear demand equation? So the formula says Q equals to A minus BP. That is, quantity demanded is a function of price. The inverse demand equation or price equation treats price as a function. That means the of quantity demanded, you can say or you can say P equals to the factors that is related with the quantity. So just remember this equation of demand, Q equals to A minus BP. Okay, well, now in 1890, Alfred Marshall's this principle of demand argued that supply and demand, cost of production and price elasticity all work together. So again, the year is 1890 and the economics behind this principle was Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall's theory said there are mainly three factors. One is supply, second is demand, and third is cost of production. One thing he added more, that was